3 March 2023, and today I want to quickly look at the developments at the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. And this is a very interesting development as we continue to look at the Zimbabwe 2023 elections. Specifically, the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission has put out a statement, and this statement was put out in the newspaper. The statement was put out by the chairperson of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, and the reason why they put it in the newspaper, I'm going to clarify this very, very soon. But the statement reads, let me read this statement from gambago.com. In terms of the Electoral Act and by operation of law and virtue of condition of service, oath of office and the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission Public Relations and Communication Policy of 2020, the following are the 3 official statutory designated to be spokespersons of ZEC. Chairperson, Justice PM Chigumba, Deputy Chairperson, Ambassador Arakiwa, and Chief Elections Officer, Mr. U. Slaigwana. So, in light of the above, members of the public and electorate are hereby advised that with effect from 20 February 2023, the above-mentioned 3 people are the exclusive spokespersons of ZEC. And I want you to note that this statement was issued today on the 3rd of March 2023. And if you go to the ZEC website, Zimbabwe Electoral website, you will notice that this particular website was last updated quite a while ago. And also the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission Twitter and Facebook were last updated quite a while ago. So the updates have not been coming as they normally do. And this also is obviously because the person who was acting as the spokesperson for ZEC is Jasper Mangwana. And obviously Jasper Mangwana, in this particular case, he would have been relieved of his duties. So you will see that the last tweet that we have from Twitter on ZEC was from the 21st of February. So I want to advance what I think is happening here, and you will forgive me if it turns out later that this may not be the case. But in my own view and from my own analysis, what I think has happened here is that there has been a clash within ZEC, and Jasper Mangwana has been relieved of his duties. However, because Jasper Mangwana is responsible for ICT in ZEC, and like I said last week, that there is a clash in factions within ZEC, then what would have happened there is that Jasper Mangwana would then have taken away access to these online media platforms from people like Chigumba, who is the chairperson, ending up with them resorting to using the newspaper to communicate, and the newspaper has got a lower reach. So remember what I mentioned a few weeks back, that there is a problem at the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission in that there is a faction that is made up of relatives of key ZANU-PF members. And I'm going to go deeper into this commission. I said it some time back that I'll go into who is who exactly. And if you look at Jasper, he's a close relative of the presidential spokesperson, or one of the people who are speaking for the official, the Minister of Information. In fact, not the presidential spokesperson, but the Minister of Information, the Minister of Information. He is a family member of Mangwana, who is sitting there in Minister of Information. So we are seeing it playing out here, that Chigumba is losing control of the key assets of ZEC, the key communication assets of ZEC, and she's resorting to newspapers. She's also resorting to the email. People like jmanyau at zec.org.zw, and the phone number that they've put it out there. They've put out a number 071 6800 765. They are trying to communicate their position. They're trying to communicate the official position of ZEC, but they've lost, as far as I'm concerned, they've lost access to the assets, the social media assets of ZEC. So this is where I am right now in terms of my thinking and in terms of what is happening at ZEC. Jasper Mongwana himself, he'll probably be well within his rights to keep the platforms of ZEC if he created them, if they are not ZEC official property. So the only thing that will be left will be for Chigumba and ZEC to go to court and demand that he releases those assets. But as far as you can see here, the last communication from ZEC was on 21 February, and that is when everything ended. So the fight at ZEC is becoming a very, very big problem. It's pitting the senior commissioners against the younger commissioners who are related to senior members within ZANU-PF. But the way it is going to turn out here is two ways. Either Chigumba steps down and quits with close people like Slegwana and Kiwa. They might have to leave and leave the rest of the well-connected guys who are connected to ZANU-PF, who are going to then take over. And President Mnangagwa will have to appoint a senior person to take charge there as the chairperson. So it's possible for Chigumba to quit. There's nothing stopping him from stepping down. What I don't know is, can President Mnangagwa dismiss Chigumba? We have to look at the law regarding the dismissal of Chigumba. Is it possible to dismiss Chigumba? And this is something that obviously we want our lawyers to look at, and I'll probably find someone who's a legal person to look at that and give us some information. But we have a very, very dirty situation at ZEC. It's not proper for this to be happening during an election year. Something has to be done, and something has to be done soon before there is a problem, a big problem at ZEC, and the election gets into disrepute. Because what is happening right now is similar to what happened in Kenya, where there were two factions in the Electoral Commission. And eventually, this became a problem when the election results were just about to be announced. But in short, in my view, Chigumba has lost access to the social media assets of the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission, and Jasper Mangwana has probably made off with the password, or has just said, I'm not going to post anything for you. You have to do it yourself. But she has now resorted to using newspapers, and there has been no communication on the media platforms of ZEC, which means he's probably been told not to post anything because he's not an authorized spokesperson. So this is what I have for today. Chigumba seriously becoming a main player and main actor in the 2023 elections. And she has to now make a decision on what she's going to do next, because things are going to start happening. It's not going to end like this. ZANU-PF is not going to be pushed around in Zimbabwe. That I can assure you. I know how ZANU-PF operates. Very, very powerful, very much in control in terms of government and state organs. You cannot say ZANU-PF and President Mnangagwa have been defeated. If you clash with them, the end result is simple and obvious. You're going to lose in terms of, if you are in the government structures. You cannot go to this election with ZANU-PF facing so much uncertainty like it's facing now. ZANU-PF is facing a lot of uncertainty. And I do not believe that Chigumba is going to prevail in this case. She's going to be pushed out, or she's going to be pushed to the side, or she's going to be forced to step down together with Kiwa and Slaigwana. These guys have made a decision, and the decision that they've made has put them on the opposite side of ZANU-PF. And you know what happens, and we don't have to spell it out here. Something's going to happen very, very soon. And it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of how they come up with a way of getting rid of Chigumba, Slaigwana, and Kiwa. Those three guys, at the moment, to me, I see them as people out of the way or on their way out. So that is what I wanted to say today. Tomorrow we'll look at other election issues. There's a lot of election issues that happened this week, and we'll be updating you over the weekend and as we go forward.